Hare Krishna. Hope you all are doing well. We are back again with another class on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and hope everyone is doing well and staying safe in this time where everyone is going through this lockdown period because of COVID-19 pandemic. And this is a great opportunity for all of us to engage in devotional service. And what can be better than hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, studying Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and chanting of the holy name. So today we'll be continuing the next chapter, 10th canto, chapter 27. And the title of the chapter is Lord Indra and Mother Surabhi offer prayers, of course, to Lord Krishna. And we'll start with some kirtan, followed by studying the chapter, taking some of the lessons and discussing how we can incorporate them in our life. And then we'll be ending with Nrsimha-Devati. Hare Krishna, please join us. Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayam Mudiryet
Tato Jayamudirye
Shautam Swa Katha Krishna
Shautam sa katha Krishna.
Punya Shravana Kirtanaha.
Punya Shravana Kirtana.
Hridayantasto he Bhadrani.
Hridayantastav he Bhadrani.
Vidhunoti Suhasatam.
Vidunoti Suhatsatam.
Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu.
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya.
Bhagavate Uttam Shloke.
Bhagavatir Uttam Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhakti Nashtiki.
Bhaktir Bhakti Nashtiki.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So today we'll be covering, studying from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10th canto, chapter 27. Let's recite the very first verse. Please join us. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10th canto, chapter 27, verse 1. Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Shri Shukavacha.
Govardhane Dhrite Shale.
Govardhane Dhrite Shale.
Asarad Rakshite Vraje.
Asarad Rakshite Vraje.
Golokal Avrajat Krishnam.
Golokad Avarajat Krishnam.
Surabhi Shakra Evacha.
Surabhi Shakra Evacha.
Please read.
Shri Shukavacha.
Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Govardhane Dhrite Shale.
Govardhane Grite Shale.
Asharad Rakshite Vraje.
Asarad Rakshite Vraje.
Golokadavrajat Krishnam.
Golokat Avrajat Krishnam.
Surabhi Shakra Evacha.
Surabhi Shakra Evacha. Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Shri Shukavacha.
Shri Shukdev Goswami said,
Shri Shukdev Goswami said,
Govardhane,
Govardhane,
Govardhan,
Govardhan,
Dhrite,
Dhrite,
having been held, Shale,
Shale,
the hill,
the hill,
Asarat,
Asaran,
from the rainfall,
from the rainfall,
Rakshite,
Rakshite,
having been protected, Vraje,
Vraje,
Vraj,
Vraj,
Golokat,
Golokad,
from the planets of the cows,
from the planet of the cows,
Avrajat,
Avrajat,
came, Krishnam,
Krishnam,
to Krishna, Surabhi,
Surabhi,
Mother Surabhi,
Mother Surabhi,
Shakraha,
Shakra,
Indra,
Indra,
Eva,
Eva,
also, Cha, and. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Shukdev Goswami said, after Krishna had lifted Govardhan Hill, excuse me, and thus protected the inhabitants of Vraj from the terrible rainfall, Surabhi, the mother of the cows, came from her planet to see Krishna. She was accompanied by Indra. Purport. The word Golokat here indicates the material planet called Golok, which is filled with exceptional cows. Surabhi went joyfully to see Lord Krishna, but Indra went fearfully. As indicated by this verse, Lord Krishna had to adopt extraordinary measures to protect his Vrindavan associates from Indra's obnoxious and offensive attack. Certainly, Indra was ashamed and also nervous about his future. Having acted improperly, he had fearfully gone to seek the shelter of Lord Brahma, who then ordered him to take along Surabhi from the material Golok planet and go to see Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yakripatadam Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So here it is described that Surabhi cow came from her planet Goloka, also referred to as Golok. And Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the book, Srila Prabhupada identifies that this Surabhi cow came from Golok Vrindavan, from the spiritual abode. So sometimes all these aspects are there. So it's very interesting that in Brahma Samhita, Golok Vrindavan, the spiritual planet, is being described, which is the abode of the Lord. Chintamani sakara sadma shukalpa vaksha lakshavrateshu surabhi abhipalayantam Lakshmi sahastra sata sambhrama sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Chintamani prakara sadma shukalpa vaksha, where all the buildings and even the roads are paved with Chintamani, that desire fulfilling touchstone. So that's the material of spiritual world. And then there are Kalpavriksha. So the desire trees are all over the place. Now when it comes to desire tree, we need to be really purified to be associating with desire tree or asking for anything from desire trees. And then there are Surabhi cows. And Lord is engaged in Surabhi Palayantam. Lord Krishna is tending to Surabhi cows. So if he is tending to Surabhi cows, then Srila Prabhupada describes in his various purports that, and of course Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he describes in the purport in Brahma Samhita, and Srila Prabhupada many times described in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad Gita in his purports, that there are hundreds of thousands of Lakshmi. Lakshmi Shahatra Sat Sambramya Sevyamana. So Sambramya is sadhar, with love and devotion. Many goddesses of fortune, and these goddesses of fortune, Srila Prabhupada revealed, are the gopis. So they are the gopis who are serving Lord with love, with dedication, and seeking to please the Lord in service of the Lord. So this is Golok Vrindavan. In Golok Vrindavan, where what kind of stones are there? Touchstones. What kind of trees are there? Desire trees. And what is the engagement of Lord Krishna? Tending to the cows. While there are hundreds of thousands, and Srila Prabhupada even said that they are unlimited goddesses of fortune, the gopis, they are serving the Lord. So it is very nicely described. So again, I like that particular description, that when Srila Prabhupada says that Surabhi came from Golok. And sometimes people raise this question, how could she come? She is in the spiritual world. Well, she is coming to see Krishna, right? And in this material world, Vishnu Dutas travel all the time. They come here and they are always, looking to protect the devotees. And we heard about the story of Ajamil. Ajamil's pastime is where Ajamil, at the last moment of his life, chanted out, Narayan, Narayan. So he was calling out for his son Narayan, who was playing close by. However, and why did he call out Narayan? Because he saw young Dutas, and they had caught him with their ropes. So he was in the pash, he was under the noose of their rope. And at that time, he was calling out because of fear. And he was calling out for his son, yet at the same time Vishnu Dutas appeared. Because he chanted the holy name, Lord Narayan's name, offenselessly. He was calling out for his son, but he had not committed any offense. He was fully attentive. So when in fear somebody can call out Lord's name, what about the devotees who are calling out his name with love? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Srila Prabhupada describes very nicely that the devotees of the Lord are demigods. So the pure devotees that we associate with, we serve them. The Vaishnavas, the spiritual masters, in the disciplic succession. When we serve them by following their instructions, when we serve them by taking care of other devotees, when we serve them by sharing this wonderful knowledge of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all these scriptures. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam especially is not different from Krishna. So Krishna appears in this age in three forms. In the holy name, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and then the deity is the Vigraha form. So this way we can directly serve the Lord. And when we study Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, when we study Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that one worships me by his intelligence, with his intelligence. So Surabhi has come. And the reason is given is, why has she come?
Surabhi is the cow.
Surabhi is the cow, Kamdhenu. So Kamdhenu is generally referred to the cow, and again she is also desire-fulfilling cow.
And what is special about Surabhi?
That she can fulfill all desires. And when she gives milk, she can give abundance of milk so that there can even be rivers of milk flowing. So much milk. And she has been taken care of by Lord himself, Lord Krishna. He tends to Surabhi cows in Golok Vrindavan. So now the Surabhi cow has come, and somebody could say, okay, it's just like Vishnu Dutas can come, Surabhi cow came. But there is also another aspect. When Surabhi cow is coming, at that time, of course, Indra, he had offended Lord Krishna, right? So he had offended Lord Krishna to a grave extent. All the other demons, they were coming till now, they were coming to kill Lord Krishna or Lord Balaram. But over here, in this pastime where Indra becoming jealous and becoming angry that Lord Krishna has diverted the Indra sacrifice to be used, all the paraphernalia to be used as an offering to Golok or Govardhan Hill. So, and then Lord Krishna appeared as Govardhan Hill. So he became very angry and he sent some Vartaka clouds. The clouds that are sent at the time of annihilation to inundate the whole world. And these clouds were pouring. And the drop of these clouds was like the size of a pillar. And it was very difficult to see the high grounds from the low grounds. And the cows, covering their calves, they came, looking for shelter. They came to Lord Krishna. And when they came to Lord Krishna at that time, Lord Krishna, thinking of his eternal associates, the residents of Vrindavan, he lifted Govardhan Hill. So that's described. And we, heard about the glories in the previous classes very nicely, where Lord Krishna, he is Bhakta Vatsala. What is Bhakta Vatsala? Bhakta is devotee. Vatsala is very dear to the Lord. So dear that he keeps his devotees close to his heart. And that's how he protected. He kept all the Vrindavan Vasis, all the residents of Vrindavan, he called them under the hill while he lifted the hill. And the hill, being touched by Lord Krishna's hand, expanded. Just like an umbrella opens up, so the whole of Vrindavan was completely covered so that all the residents of Vrindavan can very nicely come under this, beneath the hill, and they would be protected. And while Indra was causing this torrents of rain and torrential rain as well as hails, thunderstorms, hurricanes, winds, he was constantly, lightning was going on. And he was surprised for 7 days, 7 nights. Nothing could be destroyed. Because Lord Krishna was personally protecting all the residents of Vrindavan who are very close to his heart. And so now Indra, realizing he has committed a great offense, that this is really the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who else can do this? And at that time, his false pride, his false ego is smashed. The pride he was holding that, he is the entitled, he is all in all, he is the Lord of all lords in this material world. And it's very interesting that Srila Prabhupada says, pauper is proud of his penny. So beggar, even though he has little change, he is very proud that he has this change. And then Indra, what to talk about him, he has the heavenly planets, he is the king of the demigods. And so, in this case, Indra is realizing his mistake and now he wants to correct it because he is now scared what will be the result. sometimes it happens that we make a mistake, and sometimes even unknowingly we make a mistake. I happen to have done a similar thing. So I used to take my mom's clothes, for ironing. So once I took a sari, and then while coming back, being a small kid, I was like 5-6-year-old kid. So at that time, it was a silk sari. So it slipped out of my hand onto the ground, and it just like rolled over, like completely. All the folds were gone, and I looked at it. What has happened now? So as I gathered the sari the best I could with my little hands and tried to keep it as much as possible, but I could see it wasn't anywhere close to an iron sari. And then I took it as it is in fear, like what kind of punishment I'll get. And then when I reached home, my parents looked at me and they said, "Oh, what happened?" And I said, "Well, I was carrying it and I just didn't realize when it slipped out of my hand and rolled onto the ground, and I'm trying to." So I was very fearful. So first, actually, I didn't even speak because I was a little scared that I might get a scolding or something, but then I spoke it out. And then they said, "That's okay, no problem. We can always, have it ironed again and get it done." So this time, they entrusted me with the same task. And I, this time, was very careful when bringing it back. So it is not that when we make a mistake, we shouldn't correct it. Or when we make a mistake, we shouldn't reveal it. We should simply admit our mistake, try to find a solution. And one of the things that I learned is, I used to carry sari like this. Parents taught me that you should keep your hand in a manner so that you can avoid it from falling down. And still, you could get bumped up. You can bump into a stone or branch or something. You're not seeing what's ahead of you, where you're stepping. You could still make a mistake, but there is a possibility when you're holding the cloth or when you're collecting it. So I learned something, that you can always improve and enhance your practice by taking some precautions. So it's not that you made a mistake and then you have to live with it. No, it is actually telling you a lesson that you fell down. Now all you need to do is get up, clean your clothes, and get started again. And that's an important lesson I learned. I still remember it to this day, because that's where I learned that the failure is not in falling down. Failure is not getting up. So when you don't get up after having fallen down, that is the true failure. You can have hundreds of mistakes committed, but if you make effort, a sincere effort, to the best of your ability, you make an effort. And when you make that effort, Lord, as well as all the devotees, they will bless you and help you get on your journey. And even in the material world, this is very helpful. You can learn from your mistakes. So we do, retrospection at work. So I'm actually an enterprise coach. So I try to get, teams, programs, and enterprise-wide retrospections. So I facilitate these sessions where we do inspect and adapt. What are the better practices? How can we improve our progress? And for teams, one of those important criteria we set is like a goal. That whatever you are able to deliver now in 6 months, after 6 months you should be able to improve your practices so that you can do it in 3 months or less. And one of my team that I had been coaching was so good that they were delivering what they were initially delivering in 6 months, they were delivering it in 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks they're coming with a product that actually takes a whole team to deliver in 6 months. Now that is improvement. And this team was highly regarded, and this was not like all were best of the crowd and everyone. They were struggling developers, they were struggling testers, but they had this enthusiasm to learn and grow. That's what we need to do. We need to take a step back. How are we doing things? Let's look at it. Most of the people, we are carrying our burden and we are just walking with that burden. Maybe it's easier to just put the burden aside and decide while we're walking, how can we reduce the burden and walk faster on our path. Same thing which happens in material world, we can adopt in Krishna consciousness. When we are doing various readings and so forth, how can we enhance it for our future growth? So it is very important to do introspection. On a weekly basis, we do introspection to look at our week and say, okay, what are the things that we can improve upon? What are the ways we can continue to grow our spiritual progress and continue to grow ourselves as well as everyone around us to get to that next level? So it is very important for us to be in association of devotees. So when you go, for bicycling, then you go with other bicyclists. And if you are going on for mountaineering, then you go with another mountaineers. If you are, in an army or whatever profession you are at, you associate with people who are same-minded, like-minded people, right? Birds of same feathers fly together, there is a common saying. So that still holds true. That's why Srila Prabhupada paid so much stress on devotee association. Because devotee association means everyone will be able to carry each other together. If you see in mountaineering, mountaineers, they are connected with rope. So if one person falls down, another person is there to hold them, and the whole series is there of people so that they can make sure that nobody falls down. So they make their best effort. Yes, there are sometimes losses happening, but then we see that it is minimized and everyone is together in this journey. Everyone is helping everyone. So that is Krishna consciousness. That we are serving the Lord together in a loving mood with gratitude as a group, bringing all our abilities together. Parusham Nishu, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the ability of man. He's telling us that whatever ability we have is coming from Lord Krishna, and we should use it in his service. That's the best use. That's the perfection of yoga. When we engage ourselves, our senses, without seeking the result, whether we are failing, whether we are passing, whether we are going through difficulty, yet at the same time, we are constantly engaging together, to serve Krishna. So here, there are two personalities who have come to worship Krishna. And now Indra, when he was scared, just like I said, I was scared, when we made that mistake of dropping a sari. So Indra, he realized, he made a big mistake. And this was not a simple mistake. He did it intentionally because of the false pride, because of that, ego that he had, and that false ego caused him to do that. So he immediately approached his mother. His mother called Brihaspati, Sage Brihaspati, who's the spiritual master of demigods. And then he instructed that he should approach Lord Brahma. And he approached Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma provided a solution that Surabhi is going, so why don't you go along with Aravat and take all this, the celestial Ganges water.
Who is Aravat?
Aravat is the elephant of Indra, so he is the carrier of Indra, and Aravat came out during the churning of the ocean. So Indra very proudly rides on Aravat, and actually when he sent Samvartaka clouds, he said, don't worry, because they were scared. What kind of instruction are you giving? This is untimely.
Clouds were scared?
Yeah. The clouds were surprised. And then to show them, he said, I will come on my elephant Aravat with my Vajra and other, thunders and lightning and so forth. So he was coming with that, he was going full throttle, he was going all the way to make sure that Vrindavan is completely inundated. However, nothing could be done. Lord Krishna was protecting it, the whole of Vrindavan, and all the residents of Vrindavan was safe in his protection. So now Indra, came with Aravat carrying the celestial Ganges water with him, and it is said, the Acharyas explained that it was near the Govardhan hill. There was a secluded place where Lord Krishna was, honored. He was Abhishek, right? So how do you say? He was showered and he was worshipped by Surabhi as well as Indra. Now the interesting part is that these are two personalities with a completely different mood. They are serving Lord Krishna. But the activity is that they are, doing an Abhishek of Lord Krishna. They are showering Lord Krishna with, Indra is showering with celestial Ganges water, and Surabhi, she is going to shower with her milk. So both are doing similar action, but there is a gulf of difference in their mindset. Why is Surabhi, bathing the Lord with her milk? So that question could be asked. because Lord protected her descendants, the cows of Vrindavan. So Indra, when he sent some Vartaka clouds, at that time he very clearly said that go and destroy all the cows, right? So he wanted to destroy all the cows, and if cows will be destroyed, he clearly stated, then that would take away the livelihood of all the residents of Vrindavan. So he was attacking. Yet at the same time, Mother Surabhi is so magnanimous, she allowed Indra to come with her. Knowing that if Indra had gone alone without Mother Surabhi cow, Kamdhenu cow, then Krishna may not easily pardon him, may not easily forgive him. But since he is coming with Mother Surabhi, he has some assurance, he has some, some breathing ground, let's just say. So here, near Govardhan Hill, in a secluded place, they meet Lord Krishna. And Acharyas explain very nicely, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He explains that Krishna did not want to further humiliate Indra. He was already feeling very humiliated and very much defeated in his attempt. So Krishna wanted to make sure that he feels comfortable in his position as the king of the demigods. So at that time, Indra recited prayers to Lord Krishna, asking for forgiveness. And what are those prayers? So there are four different categories he is identifying these prayers in. First is, he is identifying that, oh Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody can approach your abode. So he's identifying that Lord Krishna is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his abode, the transcendental abode, Golok Vrindavan, is very hard to approach. And only after immense amount of austerities and penances and sacrifices can someone attain it. Srila Prabhupada in his writing says, actually, going back to Golok Vrindavan, you can do it in 1 second. 1 minute actually. He said, all you have to do is Sarvadhamam Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vaja Aham Tuam Sarvapapedya Mokshe Shashmi Bhashcha. So Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Sarvadhamam Parityaja, give up all varieties of religion. Mam Ekam Sharanam Vaja, and just take my shelter. Aham Tuam Sarvapapebhyo, I will deliver you from all your sinful reactions. Moksha Shashmi Mahashucha. Do not fear. So he is giving us assurance that if we take shelter of his lotus feet, immediately giving up all other varieties of religion, he will immediately give us protection. So the formula is very simple. The application is difficult. Right? So this is important, that you have to really purify yourself to be able to make the application easy. So initially, if you are a non-devotee, then it's very difficult to, surrender immediately when you hear such statements. Because everyone thinks of themselves as the Lord at one level or another. Everyone thinks that they are very important. But once you see the importance of Lord Krishna, then our importance doesn't even have any value. That's why Kunti sings the prayers. In her prayer, she is singing Janmeshwarya Shuta Shivir Edvana Madhapuman Nevar Hatya Vidatum Vai Tuam Akinchana Gocharam. Janma, by birth. Aishwarya, by one's opulence, fortune. Shuta, by one's knowledge, being a scholar. Shivir, by one's beauty. When one is endowed with these different qualities, one quality is enough, then it is very difficult for them to approach Lord Krishna in a humble mood, in a surrendered mood, in a mood of servitude to please Lord Krishna. So this is where everyone is constantly thinking, I'm very important, right? And so when somebody thinks that I'm very important, at that time, Lord Krishna becomes very difficult to be approached. Vedeshya in Brahma Samhita, Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakta. Lord Brahma is revealing the secret. Say one can be learning, one may have learned the whole of Vedas, may be a great reciter, yet at the same time through Vedas, when one approaches Lord Krishna, he is Durlabham. He is very difficult to approach. adurlabham, however not at all difficult, atma bhakto, by his devotees. And why? Because Premendra Charita Bhakti Vilochinena, because the eye is imbued with the love of Godhead. So that is the mood of a devotee. The devotee does not want anything. So first we have to purify ourselves. And once we are purifying ourselves by engaging in devotional service, then we can approach Lord Krishna. And this purification starts very simply with the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So, here Lord Krishna is assuring us that we just need to take shelter. So he is actually very appreciative that Indra came to ask for forgiveness. If he had not come for forgiveness, then of course that would have been a bigger offense. Not ready to correct your mistake. So Indra is singing these prayers where he is saying that your abode is very difficult to be attained. Then he is glorifying Lord's qualities, that Lord is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Rather, he is the Lord of the material nature. Devi Hirisha Gurumai Mam Maya Durate. Lord Krishna reveals in Bhagavad Gita that this material energy of mine is very difficult to overcome. So he is saying that he is the Lord of material energy. Right? And he is the Lord, but he is never under the influence of the three modes of material nature. He is always transcendental. And the word used in this particular chapter is Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness, higher than the goodness, mode of goodness. So it's completely pure at a spiritual level, transcending the three modes of material nature. Transcending just means that you are above, you are overcoming, removing the binding. Guna also means rope. So rope can bind you. But then if you are on transcendental platform, that means you have broken those ropes. And you are completely free. So Lord Krishna is above the three modes of material nature. Rather, he is the Lord of material nature. And now he asks for Lord Krishna's forgiveness, that I thought, so this is the third reason he's giving, that, oh Lord, you are, when you diverted Indra Yajna, all the paraphernalia and the sacrifices that was supposed to be part of the Indra Yajna to the worship of Govardhan hill. At that time, I felt that you are taking my share. So it was not just that Indra was not getting the share. He is revealing his mind. It was a bigger offense he was thinking. He was thinking that not just his share is gone, rather it has been snatched away by a small boy. And Acharya is explaining that's why when Lord Krishna had this conversation with Nand Maharaj, he did not talk of philosophy, of transcendental knowledge. Rather, he was talking about Karm Vad and Karm Mimasa, giving that, when you perform your prescribed duties, you are bound to get the result. Now, we did discuss that there was a purpose, and this is the purpose, because Lord wanted to bewilder Indra. He wanted to, Indra feel that, oh, this is a common boy, he doesn't really know the philosophy. How can he be the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And all these cowherd men, they have taken to his suggestion and have diverted all my sacrificial arena as well as all the paraphernalia and all the offerings to worship Govardhan hill, and then thinking that this boy is a mystic. So that's the other thing. He is thinking that, oh, this boy is a mystic, so he appeared like a big personality and he is taking all the offerings which are supposed to come to me. So Indra is revealing to Lord Krishna in a very humble mood, in a very sorry mood, that I felt that you had snatched away my share. But everything belongs to Lord Krishna. So we keep stating this again and again. And even great personalities like Indra, the king of heaven, can get bewildered at times. So it's very important for us to understand that sometimes we think that, I'm Lord of things that are around me, but that is never the case. Rather, we are all servant of Krishna. Jivera Surupaya Krishnera Nityadas. We are eternal servant of Krishna. So sooner or later we should wake up. And we should take to this lesson that everything that we get is to be served in Lord Krishna's service. Lord reveals, Bhoktaram Yagatapsam Sarvalok Maheshwaram. So he is the true beneficiary of all the yajnas. And he is the supreme proprietor. He is the proprietor of all material as well as spiritual universes, all the universes. Surhidam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shanti gacchati. Surhidam, so he is our best friend, our well-wisher, our benefactor. Sarva bhutanam, of all living entities. Whoever knows this, gets peace, attains peace. So Indra lost his peace. Rather, he was in the mode of kama, in the lust, that he thought that was his share. And we know that when you are driven by lust and you are unable to get what you are expecting to get, the attachment you have with that sense object, and if you don't attain it, then you become angry. Kamesha, krodesha, rajoguna samudbhava. Mahashano, mahapapma, edanam, evavesha. So again, Lord Krishna is revealing in Bhagavad Gita that kamesha, krodesha, rajoguna samudbhava. So again, due to lust, anger arises, and anger makes the memory to be bewildered. The intelligence is lost, memory is bewildered, and one falls down to the lower modes of nature in mode of ignorance and continues to stay bound in the cycle of birth and death. Now this reminds me of a very interesting scenario. Sometimes people think of Indra as a great personality. And two of the cases I'm remembering. One is where Lord Krishna was offered bhoga and he was about to start, and then he saw this small insect coming towards his, the bhoga plate. And then he started smiling. And at that time, he was asked this question, why are you smiling? Lord Krishna simply said that this living entity has been Indra 14 times, but he has not given his attachment to the sense objects. And so that's why he was smiling. So imagine, even great personalities like Indra can fall down because of the attachment. Now when Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam was being spoken, Indra had come at a specific time. So right in the middle of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam when it was being spoken, Indra came with a pot of nectar. He said, I would like to give this nectar so that Parikshit doesn't have to die. So he literally interrupted the assembly of the sages at the bank of Ganges. And he said that I have this nectar I want to give it to Parikshit Maharaj, so he can have nectar and then he will not die. So that thing is taken care of. Rather, you give me Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is so valuable that even the demigods desired. And when Indra is asking, it is also revealed at places, Jiva Goswami identifies that sometimes we also don't want others to belittle us, to hear about our things. But in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Indra's lessons are given for us to remind us that even great personalities can fall down. Rather, his perspective, there were three reasons why he was asking for Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. First was, this is transcendental knowledge, it's not different from Krishna. So he was looking at it. However, just trying to take away the greatest benediction Srila Vyasadeva gave to humanity, he disqualified himself from hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Second is, he did not want his scenario. So many places in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam we see that Indra has committed so many offenses and sins. So he did not want those to be revealed to general populace, thinking that his position will be reduced. Well, that is not the point. The point is, when we are studying the scriptures, it's helping us understand that even great personalities can have shortcomings when they are attached to sense objects. So that's the lesson we are learning. But he is looking from a different perspective. And third is, he is trying to have a better bargain, right? He is trying to give something that is of material value, just protects the dress, this body, and take away something that protects the soul. So he's looking for this better bargain in the process. And that's where Shukadeva Goswami clearly refuses it and continues to, with the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, he's continuing to narrate to Parikshit Maharaj. So there are so many places we hear, and in this particular case, Indra, he did not want to just kill, one person or two persons. He wanted to kill all the cows and the residents of Vrindavan. So he's asking for forgiveness. And now realizing that even this third reason that he is giving, like singing prayers, asking for forgiveness, may not satisfy Lord, because Lord has not yet responded. He's still listening in a grave mood. So at that time, He says, "Oh my dear Lord, if you feel that my sin is so grave, my offense is so grave, then please consider that I am your eternal servant." And by giving this logic, he's like, "I'm your eternal servant. I'm fully surrendered to your soul, to yourself, and at your lotus feet. Please forgive me such a grave offense." So he understood that it was a grave offense. It was a big offense. And so at that time, Lord Krishna smiled. And at that time, he said that, "Indra, I wanted to destroy your false pride." So who was really saved in this lifting of Govardhan hill? This Leela? Indra. Because Indra was in a state of fall down because of his false pride. So it was smashing his false pride is where Lord Krishna protected him by teaching him this lesson that you should not be attached to any paraphernalia, any sense object. Everything is to be used in Krishna's service. And we also covered that Yuktaram, Bhoktaram, Yagyatapsam. So, of all the sacrifices, the beneficiary is Lord Krishna, right? So, he is the beneficiary. If Indra is thinking that he would be the beneficiary, then he is misunderstanding the whole concept of Yajna. Sacrifices are performed for the satisfaction of Vishnu. And when sacrifices are performed, then rains occur. Actually, Krishna had also given various reasons. One of the reasons was that it rains even on the ocean, on rivers and lakes, and on top of hard stone or barren lands where the rain is not required. It doesn't result any fruit. So when he was giving this suggestion to Nand Maharaj to divert, all the arrangement from Indra Yajna to worship of Govardhan. And Indra was very much offended by those logics also, but he realized that what Lord is saying is true. And at this particular point, he is saying that, "Oh Lord, if you feel that my offense is grave, please know that I am your eternal servant." And at that point, Lord Krishna smiles. And he is revealing that it is to smash his false ego. It is to protect Indra. So Lord Krishna wasn't just protecting the residents of Vrindavan. He was protecting Indra because Lord appears again and again to annihilate his enemies. Indrari vyakulam loke mridayanti yuge yuge. So the enemies of Indra. And in this particular case, who are the enemies of Indra? Lust, anger, false ego. All these factors. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsara. Lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, envy. All these factors, all these are the true enemies that Indra was facing, and he was not able to overcome them. So Lord Krishna helped him to overcome them. So sometimes it happens in our life that we are trying to make an effort, yet at the same time we are not able to get results. Then we seek help from a higher personality, a more advanced personality. Srila Prabhupada used to give this example very nicely, where once there was a cloud and wind. They had this challenge. They said, "I'm more powerful." Another person said, "I'm more powerful." So then the wind said, "Okay, you see that man walking onto the hill? He's wearing this coat. Whoever is able to make him take off his coat is more powerful." And we know that actually wind is the one that can move cloud anywhere because of its force. So at that time, cloud said, "Okay, let's go with it." So wind started blowing very hard, and as the wind was blowing hard, the man was clutching onto his coat. He was not letting go. He's like, this is too windy, it is very cold, I'm going to stay, keep my coat to protect myself. And after some time, wind gave up. Said, "If I can't move, make him take off his coat, there is no way the cloud will make him take off his coat." So wind said, "Okay, cloud, it's your turn." And what did the cloud do? Cloud just moved away so that the sun can nicely shine on this man. The man looked at it. It's nice sunny morning. It's getting warmer. There is no need for me to wear his coat anymore. And he took off his coat. So just because cloud took help from a higher personality, sun, he was successful in his attempt. And we know that cloud is moved around by wind. So yet at the same time, we may not be powerful, but the shelter we take of someone would be supreme powerful. And who is more powerful than Lord Krishna? He is the supreme personality of Godhead. So If we have to take shelter, why not take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that we can win over these enemies that are constantly tormenting us: lust, anger, pride, madness, envy, and so many other factors. And why do we have to go through miseries of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukha, Dosha, Anudashna, birth, death, old age, and disease? Why do we have to suffer? So we can remove all our suffering, we can eliminate all our suffering just by taking shelter of his lotus feet, Lord Krishna's lotus feet. And so Lord Krishna is revealing this to Indra, that he was protecting Indra from all his enemies. These are the enemies, Indrari, the enemies of Indra. And he was protecting Indra because these were the causes. They were causing even Indra to act in an unfavorable way. He was causing Vyakulam Loke, so he was causing disturbance in Vrindavan, which is the best place, which is where Lord is performing his pastimes. He was causing disturbance at that place. So Lord is protecting Indra. And once Indra understood, he became more, humble. And he bowed down. So when he had come, he had immediately paid obeisances, and his helmet, which was, shining like sun, was at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And after the prayers of Lord Indra, Mother Surabhi cow, she started singing prayers to Lord Krishna. She was jubilant that Lord Krishna protected her descendants, all the cows. And she was saying, "Oh Lord Indra, Lord Krishna, you are our Indra. You are the one we seek shelter of. You are the one we are surrendered to." So she is also telling by her example that all her descendants were completely protected by the Lord, because she is an eternal servant and she is constantly serving the Lord by giving her milk, by giving her affection, and the Lord enjoys to reciprocate back with her by tending to her, by taking care of her, taking her for her, taking her out, and then milking her and so forth. So by so many ways, Lord is reciprocating with Surabhi cow. It is not that Lord just wants to serve Surabhi cow. No, he is seeing so much affection, so much love coming from her, and she is constantly serving. And she is, when she sees the Lord, her udder fills up and starts flowing milk, and the rivers of milk starts, flowing. So knowing so much love she has in her heart, Lord is reciprocating, and that's why he is tending to the cows in the spiritual world. So she is singing prayers to Lord Krishna that you are our Indra. We would like to appoint you, as our Indra. We would like you to take on the position of Indra. So she is actually, so this is very interesting, because Indra was trying to protect his position. Lord Krishna almost assured him, and now Surabhi is saying, no, Lord Krishna, you are our Indra. You should become the Lord of the heavenly planets. And Lord Krishna is smiling at this time. It also reminds me of a very interesting scenario where Srila Prabhupada was called for a function, and he was to speak, and this person who had called, he had written a book, based on some scriptures, and he really wanted Srila Prabhupada to promote his book. So Srila Prabhupada went on there and gave a very strong lecture on Krishna consciousness. And then after some time, when this gentleman who had arranged this whole program to really promote his book, he said to Srila Prabhupada, why don't you say something about my book? And at that time, Srila Prabhupada said, well, this book is bogus, don't buy it. So Surabhi is doing something like that, clearly revealing to Lord Krishna that you become our Indra. Because she is already like, this Indra was going to kill my descendants, all the cows in Vrindavan. So she is expressing it very nicely, very jubilantly, and that's making Lord Krishna smile more. Yet at the same time, Lord Krishna's purpose is Paritranaya Sadhuna. He wants to have loving exchanges with his devotees. He wants to engage with his devotees in that loving mood in Vrindavan. So he listens to her, he smiles back and gives her assurance that everything is going to be okay. And at that time, she bathes him, she coronates him with her milk. So the milk of Surabhi starts flowing, and she is bathing Lord Krishna with her milk. And Indra is bathing Lord Krishna. He is showering the celestial Ganges water through the trunk of his elephant, Airavat. Airavat has 4 tusks, so that's one other way of knowing, and it's white in color. So Airavat, elephant, is showering the celestial Ganges on Lord Krishna. And at that time, Indra is saying, Lord, you are Govinda. So the name Govinda comes in. So what does Govinda mean? It has 2 meanings. First meaning is one who satisfies the senses, one who completely makes the senses blissful. Second is one who gives pleasure to the cows. So pleasure to the senses, pleasure to the cows. Because at the same time, Lord Krishna had given pleasure to Surabhi cow as well. So Govinda is the appropriate name, and Indra is able to go back home. So Lord Krishna very nicely told him that, Indra, please go back and continue to perform your duties as a humble servant of mine, and stay away from these bad qualities. Try to control your senses. So Lord is instructing through his instruction to Indra, to us, that we should try to control our senses. We should try to, not get attached to material things. And how do you control my senses? Not like a yogi that you try to say, okay, I'm going to close my eyes and remove pratyahara, means detach my senses from the sense objects. Because if you're meditating on the senses, then again it is falgu vairagya. It is pashandi is the term used. If one is meditating on the sense objects, but trying to show that they are avoiding the sense objects. Important is to engage our senses in Lord's devotional service. So by engaging our senses, the senses become purified, and we become purified. Yet at the same time, we get the mercy of the Lord. And all this purification simply starts with the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So here Lord Krishna is very nicely, he is given a bath by the celestial Ganges water. He is given bath by the milk of the Surabhi cow. And so he is showered, Abhishek has been performed. And all the other demigods, they are all present at this particular moment, because this is a ceremony nobody wants to miss out. That Lord Krishna is being coronated and he is being showered by the celestial waters, by the milk of Surabhi cow, and he is being worshipped truly, in devotion. So all the great sages and the demigods, they gather. All the residents of higher planetary systems, from Charana Loka, all the Apsaras, the wives of the demigods, they all start dancing. The Kinnaras start singing, the Gandharvas are singing and dancing. Everywhere nice music is playing, and the whole environment becomes very jubilant. Happy, yes. It becomes blissful, it becomes happy, it is rejuvenating to everyone. And this is where previously we heard when the cowherd man, the elderly cowherd man, had worshipped Krishna and made different kind of offerings. Everything in Vrindavan became very nice. But in this particular occasion, everywhere in the material universe, everything becomes very nice. And not just in Vrindavan, but everywhere the animals, the lower level animals who are very envious in nature, they give up the envy towards each other. And they are in a very loving mood, working together, meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And sometimes people hear this and they say, how is it possible for animals to behave like devotees and become jubilant and blissful and in devotion, saying? Then we also know that when Mahaprabhu was going through the Jharkhand forest, at that time he was chanting the holy name, and all the animals joined him, the lions, the deer, the hippopotamus, and all the snakes and all of the living entities, all the animals and creepers, everything just engaged in chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, the essence of a devotional service starts with chanting of the holy name. That is the true essence. When we chant, we get attraction for more chanting. And when we chant attentively, it increases our energy, we get the nourishment for the soul, our very living and being, so that we can continue to march forward. Otherwise, it is said, one who's not a devotee, with the rising and setting of the sun, his life is reducing. And he is going to, again, when dies, without being devoted to Lord Krishna, without engaging in devotional service to Lord Krishna, he is going to be going from, in birth, death, old age disease. He will be suffering these miseries, and he will be in the cycle of birth and death, just like a Ferris wheel. So, because some pious activity is performed, just like a Ferris wheel has the position of someone coming to the top and then finally coming down. So, such a person is constantly in the Ferris wheel. That's why it is said, Brahmana bhavite kaun bhagavana jiva guru Krishna prasada paye bhakti lata vija. So, the living entity is wandering, just like on this Ferris wheel, going up and down in different higher planetary systems, lower planetary systems, coming to Earth as human. So we are constantly wandering, but by the mercy of Lord Krishna, who is sitting in our heart as Chaitya Guru, as Super Soul, he is, by his mercy, he sends a spiritual master, his external representative, so that we can take shelter of our spiritual master, learn the lesson from him, make humble inquiries, and continue to progress on a journey back to Godhead. So that is the fortunate state, that one becomes fortunate when one takes shelter of a bona fide spiritual master who appears in the disciplic succession. So with the spiritual masters in the disciplic succession, we get so many wonderful instructions like in this chapter. Otherwise, people read the chapter and they don't even get the meaning of it, like how wonderful Krishna is. And another aspect is familiarity breeds contempt. So again, when we become too familiar with someone, we try to, think that they are at the same level as us. And this is another factor we should be very careful about. We don't know what another person is capable of. When Dhruv Maharaj was chastised by Suruchi and she pushed him down from the lap of his father, at that time, she did not know that Dhruv Maharaj will turn out to be a pure devotee of the Lord. So such is the case. We do not know whom we may offend, and we don't want to offend anyone. We want to be serving Lord Krishna and be benevolent towards all the living entities, considering that these are brothers and sisters that we are interacting with. Our wives are the Vaishnavis that we are serving Lord with. Our children are a great opportunity for us to again engage with Vaishnavas, encouraging them in their journey. When they get encouraged, we get assurance and we get encouraged as well. So it's a win-win situation when we go. And if we don't try to share, we try to hold things back, then it's a lose-lose scenario. And why would you want to have a lose-lose scenario? You want to be always in the being of win-win scenario. That's why we engage in congregational chanting. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam, kala nashteva nashteva gatiramyatha. In the Bhāgavata Purāṇa, it's clearly given that by the chanting of the holy name, by the chanting of the holy name, by the chanting of the holy name, it's repeated 3 times. There is no other way to be delivered from this Kali age. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Again, it is repeated 3 times. Gatiranyatha. So for stress. So we should understand, take this message in our heart and meditate on Lord Krishna's lotus feet and chant jubilantly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is where the chapter ends, and we hear so many wonderful pastimes and how we can take so many wonderful lessons that we can take in practice, and always take some time to do introspection so that we can continue to see what are we doing on a week-to-week basis and how we can improve, how we can be more cooperative with others, collaborating with others, and seeking the whole congregation to rise together. So that's my request. Hare Krishna, Ganta Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki Janant Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Let's do Nasima prayers. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Gata Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.